Hi everyone, we're reminiscing about past albums at the moment, and I want to talk about Two Shoes. We'd just made the first album and we'd spent like a year doing it and layering it up with Andy Baldwin, and it went from Melbourne to Byron Bay and all around the place, and we took all the time on each little part. And then for the second one, I had this crazy idea one day after seeing the documentary Buena Vista Social Club that maybe we could go to Cuba and record an album in Havana there. And Ollie and I, since the very, very dreamings of the beginning of the band, had been really influenced by that music, the Afro-Cuban All-Stars and Buena Vista Social Club, and the sort of listening that we did beyond that, and the thought of going to this old shoe factory, the Egram Studios, and recording live in a room there to an old tape machine in the middle of that city was just like amazing. It would have been the greatest adventure. And so that was the starting point for getting to Two Shoes, and we did. We transported all this stuff over to Havana. We spent about 5 weeks there, and it was an extraordinary experience. We recorded in a way that was to tape, so really just going for live takes, and we were fairly inexperienced. We were in our early 20s. And there was a blind piano tuner who'd sit outside the room and tune the piano because it was pretty tropical conditions there. And we were working with Jerry Boys as an engineer producer, and there were all sorts of characters there. We got to play with the horn section from the Afro-Cuban All-Stars, and members of the Buena Vista Social Club dropped in. I remember getting terrible food poisoning. I remember coming back and seeing the lyric from Miserere, with this post-food poisoning kind of fragility in my voice. And I remember hanging out, checking out gigs every night. We got to see like Irakere and just heaps of amazing musicians there, and we were young. And it was like the world was opening up to us. And I was getting a scooter most nights and riding along the Malecon, which is sort of like the main strip there. It's where the waves crash up, and I mentioned that a few times in the lyrics. And it was a very romantic time. It was a very beautiful and youthful and romantic time, and I feel like the Two Shoes album came out as such a contrast to the first one. The first one had been really layered with sound, and the Two Shoes album was kind of pretty stripped back and sounded like a band in a room, and that's exactly what it was. And when the desk broke down, they'd bring in a soldering iron, and with the reels of tape, you'd only get the chance to do 2 or 3 before you had to make a decision and delete the one that you'd done. And anyways, it was pure music. It was bliss. It was a really happy time in my youth, and the Two Shoes album still, I think, stands strong in the in the lives and hearts of our long-standing Cat Empire fans. So it's a really special one for me, and been good to think about it again. All right.